It's Monday, May 25th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, 2 people charged after the body of a missing newborn was discovered in Halifax. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And it's World Thyroid Day. We will speak with an expert and a patient about what this means for Canadians. That's coming up in our second hour.
And going for a spin, Halifax electronic music duo Pinio and Loeb, and Jordan join us in studio to talk about their song Spin. All that and so much more just ahead on the Monday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Well, good morning. Good morning to you. It is Monday, May 25th. We're into the last week of May already. Hard to believe. Certainly felt like summer, though, and I know it's not quite summer yet officially, but it felt like summer with wonderful weather across most of our region. Did you enjoy it, ladies?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice. Shout out to my husband and our friend John, who were working in our backyard getting rid of so many weeds and some overgrowth over the weekend. That was really nice to see, but it was just a great weekend of just playing outside with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Everything, it was just glorious. Summer vibes, summer vibes.
Yes.
I really enjoyed, got to Cape Breton again. It was great,
lovely.
a couple nice relaxing walks, and didn't go in the water yet. Not that great.
yet.
That's coming. Beach days are coming. So anyway, what are we looking at? A change in the weather, I understand.
We do have a low pressure system moving in. Wet weather is returning to our region. Starting off with just a chance of showers early on and then seeing rain move in later this morning. So as you can see in Halifax, just a cloudy start to the day right now. 7 degrees as you head outdoors as well this morning. We're going to see temperatures cool down yet again for our daytime highs. Warming back up tomorrow, though. But as of right now, it is 6 degrees in Sydney, 10 degrees off your day in Charlottetown and in Fredericton. We're looking at 5 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a wind warning for parts of Cape Breton Island until overnight tonight. Wind gusts expected to get up to 90. So here's a look at that system that's going to make its way over for all 3 maritime provinces today, bringing wet weather, starting off with a chance of showers early on, and also seeing that rain move in later this morning right across the region. Now, Newfoundland, Labrador, seeing a bit of sunshine before wet weather makes its way over to you. Over to the current wind forecast. We're looking at a pretty light start to the day. Wind will continue to pick up into this afternoon. As of right now, 31 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 19 into Sydney, 17 in Canso, with no wind gusts to right now. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead. First, a look at the local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. A tragic end this weekend to the search for a missing newborn baby in Halifax. Police say remains were located Sunday afternoon in a wooded area off Old Coach Road near Prospect Road. Police were initially alerted Friday night after a woman who appeared to have just given birth ended up in hospital with life-threatening injuries. As of Sunday, the 23-year-old remained in critical condition. Police say it's believed she experienced a medical emergency, and they do not believe her condition is a result of violence. Police and search crews combed an apartment complex in Clayton Park Saturday afternoon. By Sunday, new information emerged, leading them to the area where the remains were ultimately found. 4 people were brought in for questioning Saturday. 2 were released and 2 face charges. Sukhpreet Singh, who is a relative of the woman, and his wife Ramandeep Kaur are scheduled to appear in court today to face charges of concealing the body of a child, obstruction, and indignity to a dead body. A volunteer fire department in Nova Scotia's Annapolis County says one of its firefighters suffered a sudden medical episode and died while trying to put out a wildfire. The Bridgetown Volunteer Fire Department says 40-year-old Alexandru Uchida couldn't be revived despite efforts from colleagues near the community of Moshel, east of Annapolis Royal, on Thursday. The fire department says Uchida spent his final moments surrounded by his peers and serving the community he cared so deeply about. Uchida is survived by his wife and their 3 young children. A wildfire in a remote area of southeast New Brunswick drew a large and quick response yesterday. Water bombers from the Department of Natural Resources responded to a heavily wooded area near Riverside, Albert, around mid-afternoon. A member of the local fire department says the fire was in a secluded area where logging takes place, and somewhere between 3 to 4 hectares was burned.
Very shortly after the smoke was reported, we contacted DNR and asked for the planes to come in. The planes were arrived amazingly quickly, and probably that's what saved the day here.
In an update this morning, the fire is now 100% contained. There are no homes in the immediate area, but the Riverside Albert Fire Department says there are some unoccupied cottages. A Newfoundland man has been found guilty of first-degree murder in the killing of his estranged wife 10 years after she disappeared. It was an emotional moment as the verdict was read in court. Jennifer Hillier Penny's family broke down in tears. Dean Penny was charged with murder in 2023 in connection with her 2016 disappearance after a 4-year sting in which RCMP officers posed as crime bosses designed to win Penny's trust and extract a confession. Prosecutors argued Penny killed his wife in a planned and deliberate act of murder. The decision brings to an end a grueling trial that began on April 1st. The price of gas decreased again over the weekend in 2 maritime provinces, while diesel did not change. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas fell by 7.2 cents Saturday. The minimum price now $1.85.6 a litre. Meantime, diesel did not change. It remains at $2.18.1 a litre. And in New Brunswick, gas decreased by 6.2 cents. The maximum price now $1.95.1 a litre. Diesel remained unchanged over the weekend. The maximum price in New Brunswick still $2.33.4 a litre. Prices in PEI did not change. New federal NDP leader Avi Lewis was in Halifax Sunday and delivered a speech telling the provincial NDP convention that Nova Scotia could be the blueprint for rebuilding the party nationwide.
So I think the NDP can succeed by providing concrete solutions to the crises that face Canadians, and Nova Scotia is a primary example of that. We have a proud history here.
This is the first NDP convention since Claudia Chender became the leader of the opposition. The provincial NDP says it's focused on forming the next government and is bringing in more people to the party, which it says was evident by the nearly 200 people who turned out for the weekend convention. While a lot of the conversation was around policy, much of the focus was on expanding NDP support in rural Nova Scotia, where the party currently holds no seats.
So today we're debating and we're hearing people from all over the province talk about how our policies impact different regions. So people in Halifax might think that a certain policy is a good idea, and someone from Argyll might say, well, this is how that would land in my community. So we can come up with better policy, better offer, then we can go back across this province and continue to build support.
This is the first NDP convention held since Chender led the party to official opposition status. And New Democrats say there is momentum to build on, but Nova Scotia's next provincial election is still roughly 3 years away. Finally, the FIFA World Cup trophy stopped in Halifax over the weekend, and soccer fans, you could say, we're having a ball.
I haven't seen it before. It's my first time. So excited.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity. First time seeing the World Cup.
Hundreds gathered at the BMO Soccer Center for a rare chance to see the FIFA World Cup trophy in person and up close. Some fans lined up for hours before the gates even opened. Alessandro Nesta, part of Italy's winning team 20 years ago, was on hand to unveil the trophy as well. And the coveted prize will finish its cross-country tour with a stop today and tomorrow in Toronto, where the games will be held, of course.
That trophy's getting around.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah, very, very neat to see. So.
Yeah, so cool that it was in our area and such a great turnout. Okay, this is great news for the summer ahead. Guess what? The Canada Strong Pass is back. So the federal government is bringing back the pass, offering via rail travel perks and discounts on admissions to museums and national parks all through the summer. The pass will be available from June 19th to September 7th. It offers free entry to all Parks Canada sites and a rebate for camping fees, as well as via rail trips for people under 18. So the Canada Strong Pass was introduced last summer. It did result in increased visits to parks and museums, so people are bringing it back. More people using the train as well. So for the museums and such, you just have to show up. drop. It's when they said pass last year, I was like, oh, everybody gets a little pass for their wallet or something, but it's just automatic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and when you book the train trips, like you'll be advised on the website how to do that and all that.
I've been looking at the train trips, not gonna lie. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Love it. Love the train.
Done that before. The train's a fun time.
You know I love a train.
Oh, yeah.
And
Choo-choo.
Choo-choo, and this train is rolling along on this Monday already.
I know. There's so much more to tell you about on this Monday morning. Still ahead, I'll have a look at your national and international news headlines. And Latavia has the latest look at the forecast, including some wet weather coming our way. We're going to take a live look now at Western Newfoundland. Live look at Corner Brook. The snow seems to finally be gone from there.
Fresh and springy.
It does. The forecast is next.
Happy Monday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 6:13. We're taking a live look at McAdam. A cloudy start to the day. 8 degrees over there as of right now, and we are expecting wet weather to move in. Rain begins later this morning. Something to keep in mind when you are heading out early this morning to get ready for your commute. We are seeing a mild start to the day. Temperatures will rise, but still remaining below seasonal for much of our daytime highs. As of right now, it is 7 degrees heading outdoors in Halifax and in Sydney, 10 degrees in Charlottetown and in Fredericton, 2 degrees starting off your day in Labrador City, and looking at 6 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a wind warning in effect for parts of Cape Breton Island until overnight tonight, expecting wind gusts to get up to 90 kilometers per hour. So here's a look at that system that's making its way over. Now, Newfoundland and Labrador, for the most part, starting off the day with lots of sunshine. We will be seeing precipitation make its way over slowly into the afternoon for parts of Labrador. Other than that, though, for the maritime region, starting off with a chance of showers. Then later this morning at around 8 to 9 a.m., we are going to start to see that transition over to periods of rain, and that wet weather will continue for all 3 maritime provinces into the overnight hours as well, before beginning to clear out into later tonight, early Tuesday morning. We will be seeing sunshine returning the forecast for the most part. Still holding on to a chance of showers, though, for Tuesday's forecast. If you're wondering about rainfall totals, we are going to see accumulation with this system, picking up around 20 to 30 millimeters for parts of central and southern New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and parts of Nova Scotia as well. Now, Labrador City will also see around 10 to 20 millimeters of precipitation, only 2 to 5 millimeters for Port aux Basques. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, starting off with a chance of showers, transitioning over later this morning to periods of rain across the province. Daytime highs will range from 12 to 14 degrees and wind picking up out of the southeast, 20 gusty to 40. Prince Edward Island looking at highs between 12 to 15 degrees today. A cloudy start to your day. Rain moves in later this afternoon. Wind gusts of 50 kilometers per hour. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, pretty much the same. We're looking at a cloudy start to the day. A chance of showers this afternoon, transitioning over to rain into the evening. Daytime highs will range from 12 to 19 degrees, being the warmest into Sydney. For the rest of Nova Scotia, we're looking at mainly sunny skies starting off the day, and then transitioning very quickly, cloudy skies, and looking at periods of rain moving in later this morning. Daytime highs will range from 12 to 15 degrees. And then for Labrador City, 14 as your daytime high, mainly cloudy start to your day with rain moving in this afternoon. 13 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at mainly sunny skies today. Tuesday's forecast, we are going to see rain make its way over to Newfoundland and Labrador. For the maritime region, looking at some isolated showers, lots of sunshine with daytime highs warming up above seasonal. And then into our forecast for Wednesday, we do have another system making its way over, showers moving back around for all 3 maritime provinces. That's a look at your weather. I'm going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. 3 Canadian activists have returned to Vancouver after Israeli forces intercepted their Gaza-bound aid flotilla in international waters.
Their hands are tightly tied with those zip ties, and they do it on purpose.
The Canadians say they were bound, beaten, and tortured during 4 days in Israeli custody. Israeli prison officials have denied any abuse. The flotilla carried 420 people on 41 boats, attempting to deliver symbolic aid to Gaza and challenge Israel's blockade. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand says officials received reports of appalling abuse involving Canadians detained during the operation. The war in Ukraine is showing no signs of stopping. Russia launched a massive attack on Kyiv over the weekend. At least 4 people were killed and dozens more were injured during the barrage of drones and missiles. In a statement, Prime Minister Mark Carney condemned the attack and called on Russia to immediately end the strikes and the war. And Prime Minister Carney will be in New York City this week. He's going to pitch Canada as a place for investment, a key focus of his time in office so far. Carney will travel to New York as Parliament prepares to resume ahead of the summer break. He's scheduled to meet with CEOs, entrepreneurs, and investors to promote Canada as a place to do business. On Thursday, the PM will also speak at the Economic Club of New York about our nation's new economic strategy. With the World Cup just a couple weeks away, there is new debate about whether Canada's role as co-host is worth the cost. CTV's Andrew Johnson reports.
Predicting whether a host city will end up a winner or a loser after an event like the FIFA World Cup can be a game of perspective. Host politicians often provide the most positive outlook, as we have seen in the past in both Toronto and Vancouver.
It will put Toronto on the map. We are literally going to get the equivalent of 30 to 40 Super Bowls in the city of Vancouver over the course of a month.
At the opposite end of the prediction playing field are sports economists like this one.
The mayor of Vancouver is bordering on criminal behavior, not criminal in the sense that he should go to prison, but criminal in the sense that he continues to double and triple and quadruple down by promising these benefits that I have been saying for 8 years as an expert, they're not going to happen.
The latest round of debate was kicked up this week by a report from Canada's budgetary watchdog that to host 13 games as of now will cost taxpayers $1 billion, a figure that has ballooned since the original bids.
It's going to be higher, and the real number is going to come out in August and September when everything is done. That's just the way it goes.
According to Taisha Redden, an expert in urban planning from the University of Toronto, the way it goes is host cities almost always lose money, despite seeing a post-event tourism boost. She says it's happened at 12 of the past 14 World Cups.
The data has borne out over years, decades, and geographies that these events very rarely, if ever, meet these projected revenues.
But in the short term, she says bringing the Olympics or World Cup to town does provide big political gain.
It's a great photo op. It's a great vanity project. It's a great way to push through some capital infrastructure if you have projects like that in mind.
Redden thinks on a global scale, we need to radically rethink the bidding process for international events, and organizations like FIFA should be picking up more of the tab. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
Thank you, Andrew. A quick break here. When we return, we will have your must-see moment from the weekend from our colleagues at TSN. Please stay with us, Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back after this.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100.
Welcome back to you. It is 6:24 on this Monday morning. It is time now to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Jermaine Franklin in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Sunday, and for it, we head to Indianapolis. The greatest spectacle in racing. The Indy 500 came down to the final lap. David Malukas leading off the final turn, but Felix Rosenqvist gets a run, pulls out, and wins the drag race to the checkered flag, the closest Indianapolis 500 finish in history, separated by 0.023 seconds as they cross the yard of bricks. A win of a lifetime for the Swedish driver, and the must-see moment from Sunday. Tonight on TSN, we've got Game 4 of the East Finals in the NBA. The Knicks with a chance to eliminate the Cavaliers and move on to the NBA Finals. Our coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast, starting off in New Brunswick, 14 degrees today with periods of rain across the province. Sunshine returns on Tuesday, warming up to 24. We do have a chance of showers returning into the evening. Showers continue on Wednesday with a high of 23. For Nova Scotia, 15 degrees today with rain moving in later this morning. 21 on Tuesday. Sunshine for much of the province, but Cape Breton Island will see scattered showers. 17 degrees on Wednesday. Scattered showers across the province. Prince Edward Island looking at rain this afternoon with a high of 15. 14 degrees on Tuesday, mainly cloudy with evening showers. 11 degrees on Wednesday. Showers return across the island. Time now, 6:26.
Ooh, coming up this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. Today is National Brown Bag Lunch Day. What was your favorite thing to find in your school lunch bag? The conversation in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, good morning. I wonder if there's a kid who's up early this morning listening to that and going, dear parent, I would like to have some extra cookies in my lunch here this morning. Wouldn't that be nice, right? A little extra treat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As a parent, I used to find it frustrating how often my kids wouldn't eat their lunch that I sent with them.
Right,
that happens.
And groceries are expensive.
Yeah.
Right?
But, you know, I don't know. When I was a kid, I really loved my lunch. I looked forward to it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always ate my lunch for the most part, I believe.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're just too busy having fun in any case. Sometimes the same apple would come back and forth for the whole week. Yeah, our Vicky director saying, oh, maybe the grandparents gave them a little spending money.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? You want to hear something, though? I was terrible at eating my lunch.
Really?
Oh, I hated lunch. I still don't like lunch. Ugh, lunch is such a waste of time. I wish I could just, be like, I'm full. I'm busy. I don't want to stop and eat at lunchtime.
You don't want to have the enjoyment of eating a meal?
No, I got stuff to do. Please just make me full and move on with my day.
Wow,
lunch is like the middle of my day. I'm so busy. And all right, to this day, I do not like a cold sandwich. It's got to be warmed up. It's got to be panini style. It's got to be a rum.
Yeah.
You know, I feel for kids because they often don't have access to a microwave or something to heat up their food.
Yeah, it depends on the day. Depends on the day. Sometimes just the perfect little fresh bread, fresh roll. Anyway, now I'm getting hungry. What are we looking at weather-wise today? It's going to be different than the sun we've had, right?
Yes, we are seeing a shift in the forecast. As you can see here in Charlottetown, a cloudy start to the day. We will be seeing rain move into your area this afternoon. Keep this in mind. We are going to see that wet weather track across all 3 maritime provinces today. 10 degrees starting off your day in Charlottetown as well as into Fredericton, with 7 degrees in both Halifax and Sydney, 6 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a wind warning now in effect until overnight tonight for parts of Cape Breton Island. Here's a look at that system moving in slowly. We are going to start off the day with a chance of showers for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, making its way across all 3 maritime provinces, bringing rain a little bit later this morning into the afternoon and evening. Newfoundland and Labrador seeing a bit of sunshine starting off the day before rain makes its way over to both those provinces. In terms of the wind forecast, it's going to be a breezy day ahead. As of right now, 26 kilometers per hour for sustained wind in North Cape. Looking at 15 in Halifax, 17 in Edmonton, with 13 in Miramichi. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
We begin with a tragic end this weekend to the search for a missing newborn baby in Halifax. Police say remains were located Sunday afternoon in a wooded area off Old Coach Road near Prospect Road. Police were initially alerted Friday night after a woman who appeared to have just given birth ended up in hospital with life-threatening injuries. As of Sunday, the 23-year-old remained in critical condition. Police say it's believed she experienced a medical emergency, and they do not believe her condition is the result of violence. Police and search crews combed an apartment complex in Clayton Park Saturday afternoon. By Sunday, new information emerged, leading them to the area where the remains were ultimately found. 4 people were brought in for questioning, 2 were released, and 2 face charges. Sukhpreet Singh, who is a relative of the woman, and his wife, Ramadeep Kaur, are scheduled to appear in court today to face charges of concealing the body of a child, obstruction, and indignity to a dead body. A volunteer fire department in Nova Scotia's Annapolis County says one of its firefighters suffered a sudden medical episode and died while trying to put out a wildfire. The Bridgetown Volunteer Fire Department says 40-year-old Alexandru Uchida couldn't be revived despite efforts from colleagues near the community of Moshel, east of Annapolis Royal, on Thursday. The department says Uchida spent his final moments surrounded by his peers and serving the community he cared so deeply about. Uchida is survived by his wife and their 3 young children. A New Brunswick couple is sharing a life-changing experience that's shining a light on cracks in the province's healthcare system and a challenge many people in rural parts face. CTV's Laura Brown reports on the staffing shortages that led to the birth of their baby on the side of the highway.
This is baby Liam. And this is where he was born, on the side of the Trans-Canada Highway about 45 minutes from Fredericton.
I know that feeling, like this baby's coming out.
Liam's parents, Mariah and Fernando, had planned to give birth at their local hospital just 7 minutes from home. But staffing shortages had closed that birthing unit. They were told they had to go to the next closest hospital in Fredericton, over an hour away. As soon as contractions were consistent, the couple got on the road. Half an hour later, a 911 dispatcher directed them to pull over. That was 9:15 a.m. 3 minutes later, Liam was born.
Like 1 second doing the other, like baby was just out in my hands.
He was quite limp and like extremely blue. So I had like mom instinct kind of just kicks in.
Mariah got him breathing, and within 10 minutes, paramedics arrived. A month later, everyone is happy and healthy, even finding some humor in the situation, but only because their story ended well.
Like when they were closed for when this happened, it was due to not having an anesthesiologist for a C-section. But it's kind of ironic because in a car, you don't have an anesthesiologist if something goes wrong either.
Labor services at their local hospital were suspended again on Friday, the 3rd time this year. Short physicians who can perform a cesarean section if required. Horizon Health says ambulances are available in emergencies and that pregnant women in the region who are beyond 35 weeks are being called by staff. But Mariah says she was never offered any added support or plan to be closer to Fredericton.
There is a plan and it will bear fruit.
New Brunswick's health minister is promising a new obstetrician has been hired and other recruitment efforts are ongoing.
This person is close to coming on board. You will not see these diversions in the very near future.
Mariah and Fernando say they don't blame anyone for what happened, but will never pass the stretch of highway without thinking about their son's birthday. Laura Brown, CTV News, Fredericton.
Thank you, Laura. Finally, the cherry blossom trees along Park Avenue in downtown Dartmouth are in full bloom and drawing big crowds. Dozens of people made the trek Sunday for self-portraits and photo shoots amid the beauty of the pink flowered canopy along the tree-lined street. There are roughly 30 trees along the road that borders the Dartmouth Commons. The blossoms usually last 10 days or so, and it appears they're in peak bloom. Also nearby, a group of painters gathered, hoping to capture some of the beauty of the trees on canvas or paper.
I really love being able to use pink because it's not a color you get to use often, especially when you're urban sketching. You're doing a lot of buildings and a lot of gray, and just being outdoors, getting the fresh air and the wonderful, perfect weather today.
Well, that is a sign of the season. The bloom is short-lived. Residents and visitors alike know it's just a small window of time to take in the vibrant colors before the petals fall to the ground and Park Avenue returns to normal. I mean, it's a beautiful spot anyway, but extra gorgeous right now. Look at that little one.
Oh, don't pick them, little one. Do not pick them. No. Lovely. Yeah, it's just one of my favorite spots to walk around. It's fun, actually. This week, the blossoms will start to fall, and you can kind of get some good photos as they're raining down.
Oh,
It's very very romantic. Yeah.
Gorgeous. Oh, you'll have to check that out with the weather. You know, if you're in between the showers, maybe check that out.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, last week of the contest. Let's get this going. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Last week to scheme and dream about what to do with the money. Last week to enter. So head to the CTV contest page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code you'll see in just a second. There's the code. Today's word is 1,000. Enter that along with just a tiny bit of info. You'll be entered to win today. 4 more chances this week. Good luck to you.
Winding down.
Yeah, big contest.
All right, very exciting. Still ahead on this Monday morning. We're going to have your entertainment headlines and the forecast, plus the Move Morning Chat. We want to hear from you. We want to know, what was your favorite thing to find in your school lunch? Something to think about while perhaps you're packing your lunch this morning or someone else's. That conversation up next.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 6:41 on your Monday morning. We're taking a live look at White Point. Cloudy start to the day, 7 degrees as of right now. We are expecting periods of rain to move in a little bit later on. Something to keep in mind when you are heading out early this morning. We are going to see wet weather track across much of the region today. A bit of sunshine for parts of the region as well. Right now, it is 7 degrees in Halifax and Sydney, 10 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton and in Charlottetown, looking at 3 degrees over in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and 7 degrees in Corner Brook. We do have a wind warning now in effect for parts of Cape Breton Island until overnight tonight. Wind gusts are expected to get up to 90 kilometers per hour. So here's a look at our forecast timeline. Most of Newfoundland and Labrador seeing lots of sunshine starting off the day. And then into the Maritime region, we are starting off the day quite cloudy. A chance of showers expected early this morning, and then tapering in, well, actually transitioning over to periods of rain later this morning. That will continue into the afternoon for all 3 Maritime provinces. Into tonight, temperatures will cool down and still remain rather wet before this system slowly begins to clear out of the Maritime region. Starting off in New Brunswick, parts of Nova Scotia. Later tonight into early Tuesday morning, we see this system move out, but we will be seeing a chance of showers return for parts of the region. If you're wondering about rainfall totals, the heaviest being around 20 to 30 millimeters for the central and southern region of New Brunswick, 10 to 20 millimeters expected for Prince Edward Island, and then 30 to 40 millimeters expected at its heaviest for Sheet Harbor. And then for Labrador City, looking at around 10 to 20 millimeters as well, and 2 to 5 millimeters expected for Port aux Basques. For a forecast today for New Brunswick, starting off with cloudy skies, a chance of showers, transitioning over to periods of rain later this morning across the province today. Daytime highs will range from 12 to 14 degrees. A wind will be picking up into the afternoon with gusts of 40. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 12 to 15 degrees. A cloudy start to your day. Rain moves in this afternoon, wind gusts of 50. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at a cloudy start to your day. Scattered showers this afternoon. Evening rain expected with highs between 12 to 19 degrees. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, we are going to see a chance of showers early this morning, transitioning over to rain into later this morning and into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 12 to 15 degrees. For Labrador City today, 14 degrees with mainly cloudy skies. Rain moves in this afternoon. 13 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at mainly sunny skies today. For our forecast on Tuesday, temperatures will rise above seasonal for much of our daytime highs. Sunshine returns for much of the Maritime region, although we do still have a chance of showers expected. And then into Tuesday night, we see showers return yet again, and that continues into our forecast for Wednesday. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to the Move Morning Chat.
Aaron and Peter from Move Mornings join us on the Monday edition of the Move Morning Chat. Perhaps at this hour you are packing your kids' lunch and you're actually thinking, what would I love to find in here? What does my kid like? What do I like? It is National Brown Bag Lunch Day. So what was your favorite thing to find in your school lunch? Aaron and Peter, what were you looking forward to?
Okay, well, I'm telling you, I don't think I'll be the only one among the 4 of us who are going to say this, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's such an old school maritime thing. But if I went to school and I found in my lunch bag that somebody had packed me a fried bologna sandwich, I was going to be one happy kid.
Oh, I knew it.
And honestly, I crave it to this day. Not, it has to be fried, though. I just can't eat the bologna just as a came. I was going to say out of the package, but that's not how it arrived.
Yeah.
It arrived in a big stick that you had to cut off the slices. So fried bologna for me, please. And I would take that every day in my brown bag lunch.
I think I saw you eat fried bologna at a pub like 3 days ago.
This is true.
So
this is true.
This has never left Peter's lunch schedule. My school lunch, I came from a wagon wheel household. So if we had wagon wheels in there, I was so excited. But every now and then, my mom would sneak me in a rice pudding. And when I say it wasn't for all, I came from, there was 4 of us. And all the other kids thought rice pudding was disgusting and it was for grandma and whatever. But I loved rice pudding as a kid, and it was very rare that we would have it at the house because I'm the only one who liked it. But every now and then, if I found that rice pudding, it was a good day.
Yum.
I'm with you there. We didn't get this treat a lot in our lunches, so when we did, boy, did we eat it fast, and it was such a joy. It was Dunkaroos. Remember Dunkaroos?
Yeah.
Those tiny little cookies that came with this frosting that you would dip it in, so you're dipping sugar in sugar.
Yeah.
It was the most amazing thing if I actually got that in my lunch bag as a kid. Did not happen very often, but I can tell you when it was in there, I ate it well before the sandwich.
Oh my goodness, I love those treats. For me, didn't really like sugar and sweets as a kid. I ate a lot of veggies and fruits, so my mom just stopped even giving me like little cuts of veggies. She would just give me the whole bag of carrots, and I would just eat it all. But for me, I loved freezies. I would eat like a cup full of freezies when I came home from school. So on a really hot day, my mom would like double thermal, like put it in my lunch bag and bring me like 2 freezies. And I loved it. And my friends thought it was so cool, but I was like, no, you can't have any.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how often, like, would you actually be able to see kids with freezies? And good on your mom for
it
making
didn't
sure
happen
lasted.
daily, but like maybe a couple days out of a hot week or something. Yeah.
Good job, Hyacinth.
Yeah, good job. All right, we're gonna pose this question to our viewers since it is National Brown Bag Lunch Day. We want to know, what is your favorite thing to find in your school lunch? Text us at 10400 and we'll share those answers a little later on.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:51. We're going to head over to Hollywood and take a look at your entertainment headlines.
We've all heard stories of the Mandalorian bounty hunter and a child.
The Force is again strong at the box office. Star Wars: The Mandalorian and Grogu landing at the #1 spot this weekend. The film exceeded expectations, earning $82 million and an estimated $102 million through the Monday holiday. It's Disney's first theatrical Star Wars release in almost 7 years. Disney is the parent company of ABC News. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert may be off the air, but the set will soon be on display in Chicago, where the comedian began his career. CBS announced the show is donating the entire set to the Museum of Broadcast Communications. The museum currently has Colbert's desk from the 2024 Democratic National Convention, as well as old desks from Jimmy Fallon and Johnny Carson. Fjord, a political drama set in Norway, took the top prize at the Cannes Film Festival. And happy birthday to Academy Award winner Cillian Murphy, who turns 50 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
We love a colorful house in Atlantic, Canada, but one unique house on the West Coast is getting a lot of attention.
It's a home covered with sparkles, and there's a story behind it. CTV's Adam Sawatsky gives us a tour.
Long before these flowers began blooming, Joanna Young's doctor said her health was failing fast.
You say you just said go home, make out your will, you'll be dead in 5 years.
While she waited for an organ transplant, Joanna and her husband, Vince Rocco, decided to move back to where they grew up.
I came out, went house shopping, found this house by accident.
Joanna was too sick to see it until after he bought it.
And it was the ugliest house I'd ever seen.
But Vince, who's an industrial designer, said it had good bones and promised to transform it into his wife's dream house.
I asked for a black house with sparkles, and he built me a black house with sparkles.
While Vince was sourcing the materials to create and install this wall of mini moving mirrors, Joanna was facing her mortality.
Oh dear, I need to find out all these things for my kids because I might not be here.
You see, Joanna never got a chance to ask about her past because her mom died young. So when she tracked down her family tree, Joanna was shocked to discover that not only was she Métis, she was related to one of Louis Riel's most trusted confidants.
All of my family are quite famous Métis fighters, and I was like, oh, well, no wonder I'm so feisty.
While her home was so bright, Joanna's prognosis was so bleak. Until the last moment, they found a donor, and she survived the surgery.
And when I woke up, I'm alive, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to do something really special with this gift of life. So I thought, I think I'll try to make my Métis ancestors proud of me.
So along with healing her body, Joanna was learning about her culture and connecting with her community before becoming a Métis elder in local schools, empowering Métis youth.
When I teach in the schools, when we make a medicine bag, it's not just things that you take to make you better physically. It's something that makes you feel good in your soul, and sparkles always bring my spirit up.
And that's how a sparkling house,
life's too short, why be boring, right?
was transformed into an inspiring and healing home. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Souk.
Thank you, Adam. Back here at home in local news, the remains of a missing newborn baby have been found in Halifax after a 2-day search, and 2 people are facing charges. They are due to appear in court later this morning. We'll have the details just ahead. Plus, a weekend wildfire near Riverside Albert in New Brunswick is now 100% contained. We'll have the latest there. Plus, we will share the story of a young man who's hitchhiking across the country for a worthy cause. We'll have that story just ahead at the top of the 7 o'clock hour. But first, it's a look at the 3-day forecast with Latavia.
Thanks, Amanda. It's going to be a wet day ahead for New Brunswick. 14 degrees with rain moving in later this morning. 24 degrees on Tuesday. We're going to see the return of sunshine, but we do have showers returning into the evening. 23 degrees on Wednesday, showers across the province. For Nova Scotia, 15 degrees today. A chance of showers early on, transitioning over to rain later this morning and into the afternoon. 21 on Tuesday, sunshine for much of the province. We do have scattered showers returning for Cape Breton Island. 17 degrees on Wednesday, scattered showers across the province. Prince Edward Island, 15 degrees today with rain, and 14 on Tuesday, looking at mainly cloudy skies. A chance of showers returns into the evening, and wet weather on Wednesday, 11 degrees with showers across the island. The time now is 6:56. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back after this.
It's Monday, May 25th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, 2 people charged after the body of a missing newborn was discovered in Halifax over the weekend. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And it's World Thyroid Day. We'll learn more about an upcoming event helping to support thyroid cancer care within our region. That's all this half hour in Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada, and happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. We're seeing a little bit of a shift in terms of the weather forecast. Rain is going to be returning for the first time in what feels like forever.
Which is good news.
Yes, it's welcome,
need it.
for sure.
Yeah.
Certainly for people who've planted grass seed and sod and such, there's nothing like nature's rain it's better than the sprinkler even, but yeah.
Absolutely. Of course, we don't want a dry season. We don't want a wildfire season as well. But no, I know my husband's one of those people. He was looking at the forecast heavily going, okay, good. We've got some rain coming up. I'll plant some grass seed. And yeah, because he does such a great job, our lawn looks amazing.
Well, I would love to be able to be in that boat. Ours it did grow a lot, and I did not get to it last week, and now it's wet, so I don't know. It's going to be a hayfield by the time we get to cutting
Watch
it.
it grow.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. All right, so what are we getting today exactly?
Definitely seeing rain move in for much of the Maritimes, at least. A little bit later on. As of right now, just a cloudy start to the day. We do have a chance of showers early this morning. Not currently seeing any precipitation, though. 10 degrees right now in Edmonton, as well as into Fredericton. So currently a mild start to the day. Temperatures will rise, but remaining below seasonal for much of our daytime highs today. 7 degrees in Halifax, 10 in Charlottetown, with 2 degrees in Labrador City and 6 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a wind warning for parts of Cape Breton Island until overnight tonight, expecting the wind and wind gusts to pick up. In terms of our satellite and radar, you can see that low pressure system currently making its way over. Like I mentioned, a chance of showers early on, rain later this morning for all 3 maritime provinces into the afternoon. Newfoundland and Labrador actually seeing sunshine today before precipitation makes its way over. And then for our wind forecast, it will be a breezy afternoon. As of right now, 26 kilometers per hour in North Cape. We're looking at 15 in Halifax, 20 in Yarmouth, with 13 in Miramichi. Only 1 wind gust at this time, getting up to 31 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
And we begin with a tragic end this weekend to the search for a missing newborn baby in Halifax. Police say remains were located Sunday afternoon in a wooded area off Old Coach Road near Prospect Road. Police were initially alerted Friday night after a woman who appeared to have just given birth ended up in hospital with life-threatening injuries. As of Sunday, the 23-year-old remained in critical condition. Police say it's believed she experienced a medical emergency, and they do not believe her condition is the result of violence. Police and search crews combed an apartment complex in Clayton Park Saturday afternoon, and by Sunday, new information emerged leading them to the area where the remains were ultimately found. 4 people were brought in for questioning Saturday. 2 were released and 2 face charges. Sukhpreet Singh, who is a relative of the woman, and his wife Ramandeep Kaur are scheduled to appear in court today to face charges of concealing the body of a child, obstruction, and indignity to a dead body. A Newfoundland jury has found a man guilty of first-degree murder in the killing of his estranged wife 10 years after she disappeared.
I knew what happened to her the minute I heard she was gone, so we started our fight then. And I don't regret a thing I did and would do it all over again.
Jennifer Hillier Penny disappeared in 2016. Her body has never been found. Her husband, Dean Penny, was charged in 2023 after a 4-year sting operation in which RCMP posed as crime bosses to win his trust and draw out a confession. Penny faces a mandatory life sentence with no chance of parole for 25 years. Sentencing is scheduled for November. A wildfire in a remote area of southeast New Brunswick drew a large and quick response yesterday. Water bombers from the Department of Natural Resources responded to a heavily wooded area near Riverside, Albert around mid-afternoon. A member of the local fire department says the fire was in a secluded area where logging takes place, and somewhere between 3 to 4 hectares was burned.
Very shortly after the smoke was reported, we contacted DNR and asked for the planes to come in. The planes were arrived amazingly quickly, and probably that's what saved the day here.
The fire is now 100% contained. There are no homes in the immediate area, but the Riverside Albert Fire Department says there are some unoccupied cottages. The price of gas decreased again over the weekend in 2 maritime provinces, while the price of diesel did not change. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas fell by 7.2 cents Saturday. The minimum price now $1.85.6 a litre. Meantime, diesel did not change. It remains at $2.18.1. In New Brunswick, gas decreased by 6.2 cents. The maximum price, $1.95.1 a litre. And diesel remained unchanged over the weekend. The maximum price still $2.33.4. Prices in PEI did not change. Well, we often hear about people walking, running, or cycling across the country to raise money for a worthy cause. Right now, a young man from Moncton is making his way across Canada using his thumb. CTV's Derek Haggett has his story.
I have no clue what I'm doing, but it seems pretty straightforward. When Quinn Strang's father heard about his son's plan to hitchhike across Canada, he thought he was joking.
I didn't quite frankly believe him. I thought he was just, throwing this out. And the more he talked about it, the more I said, okay, this kid's actually going to do this.
Quinn started his cross-country trek in St. John's on May 17.
Well, I've met some amazing people. I've been lucky enough to have people reach out for drives, so I'm getting a mix of sticking my thumb out and a little bit of people reaching out for drives as well.
But it's not a coming-of-age adventure for the 20-year-old. Quinn is a cancer survivor. He's hitchhiking to raise $100,000 for cancer research in the IWK Health Center in Halifax. The plan? Follow Terry Fox's route and then go all the way to the Pacific. At age 15, Quinn discovered he had stage 4 Ewing sarcoma.
That spread through my lungs and my lymph nodes, and I had about a 15% chance to live, I think. And I trucked through it, I beat it.
But the cancer came back his senior year, and he had a femur transplant after graduation.
It was tough. I had the easy job. I was just there to support him. If I could have taken his pain away every day, I would have.
A short break in his hometown last week before hitting the road again. He knows the risks.
I mean, there's definitely always a concern, just like anything else in life, right? But I haven't had the slightest problem so far.
While they don't condone hitchhiking, the Strangs believe it'll bring attention to the cause.
I'm pretty impressed and honored to have him as a son.
As for how he'll get back home?
Yeah, I figure once I hitch across Canada, I'm going to want to get home pretty quick. So, yeah, I'm just going to wait in the airport till I get the first flight back to Moncton.
The hope to be back to his pets and his father by mid-June. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Moncton.
Oh, what a great kid. And Quinn also posts all the time on his Facebook page. So I checked it this morning. He made it to Montreal over the weekend on Saturday, and he's still in Quebec. At last update, he's still in there. So we wish him the safest travels. Absolutely. And good luck on his fundraising journey. Yeah. And hopefully he gets back home safe so he can see his dad and be reunited with that cute orange cat.
What a nice cat. Yeah, inspiring story for sure. Okay, it is now 7:08 and time to remind you about our contest. If you haven't heard, you can wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. So how do you win the money? Well, you have to enter our contest by going to the contest page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code you'll see in a moment along with the code word for today. And it is 1,000. So that's all you have to do. Pop over to the site, enter the word, and you will be entered to win. Now, this is your last week. So today's word, and then there'll be one for the rest of the week, and then that's that. We'll be announcing the winner sooner rather than later.
Gosh, looking forward to that. All right, still ahead, different kind of rain down happening. Latavia has a look at the full forecast for this Monday and a look ahead. Plus, I'll have your extended news headlines. And here's a live look at Iona, Nova Scotia. What a beautiful
what a morning.
Sunrise. Iona, I hardly know her. Oh, she's nice. The forecast is up next.
Happy Monday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 7:12. We're taking a live look at St. John's, Newfoundland. A bit of a cloudy start to the day. We will continue to see clouds clear out this morning, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. 7 degrees in your area as of right now. It is quite mild starting off the day across the region. It is also 7 degrees in Halifax with 10 in Sydney, Charlottetown, and in Fredericton. 4 degrees starting off your day in Labrador City, and 9 degrees currently in Corner Brook. We do have a wind warning currently in effect until overnight tonight for parts of Cape Breton Island. Could see wind gusts getting up to 90 kilometers per hour. We are seeing sunshine for much of Newfoundland and Labrador early on. We do have a cloudy start to the day for the Maritime region. For the most part, Cape Breton Island seeing some sunny breaks early this morning. And then we do have a chance of showers moving in early this morning, transitioning over to periods of rain later this morning into the afternoon for all 3 maritime provinces. Then this evening, we see rain continue for the Maritime region, starting to slowly make its way over to Newfoundland and the Labrador. And we are going to see the system begin to clear out into tonight, carrying into early Tuesday morning. We are expecting sunshine return and temperatures to warm up. If you're wondering about rainfall totals, the heaviest being 20 to 30 millimeters for the central and southern region of New Brunswick, 10 to 20 millimeters for Prince Edward Island, and the heaviest for Nova Scotia being into Sheet Harbour at around 30 to 40 millimeters. For Labrador City, expecting 10 to 20 millimeters and 2 to 5 millimeters for Port aux Basques. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 12 to 15 degrees, being the warmest into Woodstock. We are going to see periods of rain move in later this morning into the afternoon. Wind gusts picking up to 40 this afternoon as well. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 13 to 15 degrees. A cloudy start to your day with rain this afternoon. Wind gusts getting up to 50. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs will range from 12 to 18 degrees. A cloudy start to your day with scattered showers this afternoon. Rain expected into the evening. For the rest of Nova Scotia, looking at highs between 12 to 16 degrees. Periods of rain later this morning into the afternoon. Wind out of the southeast, 30 gusting to 50. For Labrador City, 14 degrees today, mainly cloudy start to your day with rain expected this afternoon. 11 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at mainly sunny skies as clouds continue to clear out. For our forecast on Tuesday, we are going to see lots of sunshine, still holding on to a chance of showers, though, for parts of all three maritime provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador looking at periods of rain moving in. And then for our forecast on Tuesday night, we have showers becoming quite steady across New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island. And then into early Wednesday, temperatures will cool back down. We will be seeing some sunny breaks, but also holding on to shower activity. So that's a look at your weather forecast. Now we're going to talk about the campfire conditions. And for that, it's brought to you by Pine Acres RV, where customers become friends. Currently under a burn ban for New Brunswick. Make sure to check your burn restrictions because it is valid until 2 p.m. And we are going to see a Category 1 burning. It is allowed 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. for parts of Nova Scotia, while other parts of Nova Scotia burning is not allowed. And then for Prince Edward Island, burning is not allowed as well. Now we're going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Time is 7:15. A union representing correctional officers is raising the alarm about the amount of violence in Canadian prisons. It claims that a number of incidents are on the rise and little is being done about it. CTV's Laura Brown reports.
It was a Sunday evening in April when 5 correctional officers were allegedly assaulted by an inmate at Spring Hill Institution in Nova Scotia. Their union rep says they're still recovering.
2 of them were stabbed. One had his ear half bitten off.
But Howe claims these incidents are not uncommon. Since January of this year, within Atlantic Canada's 5 federal prisons, 31 officers have been assaulted by inmates, according to the union. 337 weapons seized and 20 drone sightings.
Our staff are seeing more violence than we ever have before. It's escalating, and it's really time that the government, I don't think that this is a regional issue anymore. I don't think it's a local issue. I think this is a national issue.
We're asking people to work with them and to protect society, but clearly we're not protecting them.
The provincial MLA who represents the area of Spring Hill made a social media post outlining her concerns after the assault. She's received an outpouring of calls and emails to her office since, from current and former officers or family members of corrections staff sharing their experiences.
You literally have the inmates having access to better technology than the people that are put there to protect the public from these criminals. So we need to do better.
For its part, Correctional Service Canada said in a statement it's facing many challenges. The increase in inmate population places pressure on institutions. Incarcerated individuals have increasingly complex profiles that include substance use issues and challenges related to behavior management. The federal agency points to a promise of more money outlined in the spring economic update to combat drone activity and strengthen security.
I'm pretty upset knowing that officers that I represent are having to go through this on a daily basis. This is unacceptable. They deserve much better than this.
Howe promises he's more than willing to work with Ottawa on solutions. Laura Brown, CTV News, Fredericton.
Thank you, Laura. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, details on World Thyroid Day. We'll learn more about the cancer and the research being done around here. Plus, an event as well, raising awareness. That's coming up.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back at 7:21. Now, today is World Thyroid Day, and according to the Canadian Cancer Society, it's estimated 6,900 people in this country will be diagnosed with thyroid cancer this year, and nearly 300 will die from it. To help with awareness, fundraising, and research, the Blue Butterfly Evening will be held Saturday, June 6th at the Brightwood Golf and Country Club in Dartmouth. Here to tell us more is thyroid cancer expert and radiation oncologist Dr. Mal Rajaraman and thyroid cancer patient Alexa Flesher. Thank you both for coming in this morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Now, Dr. Rajaraman, let's talk a little bit about thyroid cancer. What do people watching right now need to know?
Well, it's relatively rare. There's not a lot known in the public about it, and even a lot of the healthcare professionals don't know enough because it's a relatively rare cancer. But it's a cancer that we can do well with. Most people do really well with, especially when we pick it up early. So I think that's one of the most important things, is just sort of be aware of your body. There's things like the thyroid neck check. Talk to your doctor and get it checked periodically.
Well, I have a close family member who survived thyroid cancer, very young woman, and I think that's what a lot of people don't realize, that it's often a young women's person, but particularly women are, I understand, more commonly diagnosed with thyroid cancer than men. Is that right, Doctor?
Yes, it's 3 women to one man, the gender ratio, and it's the most common cancer diagnosed in the ages of 15 to 29. So it is a young person's cancer.
So, Alexa, that brings in you. What's your experience with thyroid cancer?
Yeah, I found out I was diagnosed just the day before my 21st birthday, actually. I had been getting this awful pain when I was talking and some swelling on the side of my neck. The tumors had been too small to feel, but that's kind of what led me to keep advocating for myself to figure out what was wrong. I had to get 2 surgeries to get my thyroid out, just because we tried to conserve one side if we could, and had to go through radioactive iodine treatment as well, just to get any residual thyroid tissue. So that was kind of my experience for treatment on how to get it all out, and now I'm on medication.
All right. And
yes.
So Dr. Rajaraman, is with Alexa's experiences, is that kind of the typical course of action for people who get a diagnosis?
Yeah, many people have that treatment that Alexa had, and many don't need that. Sometimes just a surgery.
Okay, interesting. Well, I think that's why it's important that the Blue Butterfly Evening is happening, because it's a fundraiser for thyroid cancer. Maybe Dr. Rajaraman, tell us a bit more about the event.
Yes, it's a great event. We do it once a year. We've done it for, I think, 19 years now, and it happens every June. This year it's at the Brightwood Golf and Country Club, June 6th, 6:30 p.m., and it raises awareness, it raises funds to promote thyroid cancer. The funds we've used in the past for some great projects for research, summer studentships, patient education, also welcome packages. Yeah, we've done some good things with it.
And the butterfly is because the thyroid is a butterfly-shaped gland.
Yes, yes. It's at the base of the neck, and it's shaped like a butterfly. So that's become the symbol of thyroid cancer.
I wanted to ask you, Alexa, anything you want people to know? You've been through the experience. You said you were having the pain in your neck. Anything you want people to know about, what it's like to notice the signs of thyroid cancer?
Well, honestly, I had no idea what to expect, and I think that's why awareness is so important in increasing education. I barely knew what the thyroid even did.
Yes.
We didn't even know that it was something thyroid related at the time, and pain, lumps, swelling, stuff like that. If you notice anything around your neck, don't be afraid to go ask about it. You're your own biggest advocate and the expert of your own body. So I am a big supporter of vouch for yourself, because sometimes that's the best you're going to get.
Wonderful. Thank you both for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
We have put information about the event on our website. If you want to support the event, you're welcome to do so. That will be as we go to break. But yeah, thank you both so much for coming in. Actually, we've got time to check in with Latavia on a 3-day forecast. So Latavia, over to you.
Thanks, Crystal. Starting off in New Brunswick, 14 degrees today. We will be seeing periods of rain move in later this morning. On Tuesday, sunshine returns with a high of 24. Chance of showers into the evening. Showers across the province on Wednesday, a high of 23. For Nova Scotia, 15 degrees with periods of rain later this morning into the afternoon. 21 on Tuesday. Sunshine returns for much of the province. We do have scattered showers expected for Cape Breton Island. Cooling back down, 17 on Wednesday. Scattered showers expected right across the province. For Prince Edward Island, 15 degrees with periods of rain today. 14 on Tuesday, mainly cloudy with evening showers. And then 11 degrees on Wednesday, showers expected right across the island. Time now is 7:26.
Just ahead this half hour, let's get grilling. We'll speak with the folks at Vintage Stove about the latest in outdoor products. That's coming up on the Monday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back. Come on in. Halfway through the show already on this Monday I think it's the last Monday of May? No. Yes.
I think
it is.
So.
Yeah. In any way, we're last full week of May. That I know for sure.
Yeah.
That is a fact. Yeah, I believe the weekend we ended up. Time is flying by.
June 1st.
I've lost all sense of time. It's really been flying by, and the weather has been so summery. I'm like, is it July? Is it August?
I know. What I'm thinking about is the IWK Telethon is this weekend here in CTV, so I know that's the last weekend of May. So I've been keeping that as part of my calendar up here. But when it turns over to June 1st, I mean, that sounds like next week's problem.
My husband's birthday is early June.
Really?
Yeah, so that's when I always keep track of when that is. August.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
important.
We had some chilly nights. It was so beautiful over the weekend and gorgeous during the day, but I was in Cape Breton over the weekend, and the frost on, I think it was Sunday morning, was as thick as like the late fall. It was wild.
I
so
know.
unexpected, like really, like almost like snow. It was wild.
Yeah, the frost advisories were in effect last week, Saturday and Sunday, so that makes sense. It was cooling right down into the overnight hours.
Look how great the trees look in Antigonish on our live
It's blushing up beautifully.
Everything's so green. It's beautiful. Cloudy start to the day over in Antigonish this morning. We are expecting periods of rain to move in a little bit later on, so keep that in mind when you are heading out this morning. All three maritime provinces expecting wet weather to kick off the work week. 7 degrees right now in Halifax, 10 in Sydney, Charlottetown, and Fredericton, with 4 degrees right now in Happy Valley Goose Bay and 8 degrees in Gander. A wind warning is currently issued for parts of Cape Breton Island until overnight tonight. We are expecting some gusty winds in your area. And over to our satellite and radar. Cloudy for the most part. Newfoundland, Labrador seeing sunshine though, but we do have a chance of showers early this morning for the maritime region, transitioning over to periods of rain a little bit later on. And in terms of the wind, starting off light, will continue to pick up this afternoon. As of right now, 19 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 24 in Yarmouth, 17 in Grand Manan, and 1 wind gust at this time getting up to 35 in Yarmouth. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
We began with a tragic end this weekend to the search for a missing newborn baby in Halifax. Police say remains were located Sunday afternoon in a wooded area off Old Coach Road near Prospect Road. Police were initially alerted Friday night after a woman who appeared to have just given birth ended up in hospital with life-threatening injuries. As of Sunday, the 23-year-old remained in critical condition. Police say it's believed she experienced a medical emergency, and they do not believe her condition is the result of violence. Police and search crews combed an apartment complex in Clayton Park Saturday afternoon. By Sunday, new information emerged, leading them to the area where the remains were ultimately found. 4 people were brought in for questioning on Saturday. 2 were released and 2 face charges. Sukhpreet Singh, who is a relative of the woman, and his wife Ramadeep Kaur are scheduled to appear in court today to face charges of concealing the body of a child, obstruction, and indignity to a dead body. A volunteer fire department in Nova Scotia's Annapolis County says one of its firefighters suffered a sudden medical episode and died while trying to put out a wildfire. The Bridgetown Volunteer Fire Department says 40-year-old Alexandru Uchida couldn't be revived despite efforts from colleagues near the community of Moshel, east of Annapolis Royal, on Thursday. The fire department says Uchida spent his final moments surrounded by his peers and serving the community he cared so deeply about. Uchida is survived by his wife and their 3 young children. New federal NDP leader Avi Lewis was in Halifax Sunday and delivered a speech telling the provincial NDP convention that Nova Scotia could be the blueprint for rebuilding the party nationwide.
So I think the NDP can succeed by providing concrete solutions to the crises that face Canadians, and Nova Scotia is a primary example of that. We have a proud history here.
This is the first NDP convention since Claudia Gender became the leader of the opposition. The provincial NDP says it's focused on forming the next government and is bringing in more people to the party, which it says was evident by the nearly 200 people who turned out for the weekend convention. While a lot of the conversation was around policy, much of the focus was on expanding NDP support in rural Nova Scotia, where the party currently holds no seats.
So today we're debating and we're hearing people from all over the province talk about how our policies impact different regions. So people in Halifax might think that a certain policy is a good idea, and someone from Argyle might say, well, this is how that would land in my community. So we can come up with better policy, better offer, then we can go back across this province and continue to build support.
This is the first NDP convention held since Chender led the party to official opposition status. And New Democrats say there is momentum to build on, but Nova Scotia's next provincial election is still roughly 3 years away. Getting kids to school in the morning, it often means sitting in traffic or rushing to make the bus. But in Charlottetown, some students are trying a new route. CTV's Marissa Rue has more on the group bike rides that are gaining momentum.
Backpacks on and helmets buckled, a string of children pedals through this Charlottetown neighborhood with parents and teachers in front and close behind. They roll up to Sherwood School, where the morning ride ends at the bike rack.
I bike with my friends. It's a good exercise.
It's called a bike bus, with students traveling to school together, guided by adults along the way to build healthier and happier communities.
There's not as much gas in the air. It helps the environment.
Good morning. Similar programs have popped up across the country, from Edmonton to the Greater Toronto area.
Parents feel much more confident sending their kids off. It's very empowering for the students. They discover that their bodies can do strong and fast things.
For volunteers like Jennifer McPhail, getting students to class safely is the priority.
Usually I'm in charge of my own kid and she's very close to me on the road, but all of a sudden when you have a train of kids, it is longer and you have to recognize it's going to take longer to cross the streets.
The children also learn road rules so they can be more comfortable biking on their own.
There's a lot of energy. The kids are really positive. They're eager. They get up, they get ready. I've had parents email me saying their kids were ready an hour before school.
The city has recently approved a new active transportation plan, including bollards and concrete curbing added to this bike lane, so trips like this are even safer to take. Maria Sru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
Thank you, Maria. What a great idea, cycling. The kids seem to love it, too.
Oh, I would love that.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. When I was a kid, we spent a lot more time on bikes as a kid, I feel like kids do today in general.
Right.
But I remember we all rode our bikes to school the last day of school. Like when I think I was in grade 8, then we all rode our bikes home at the same time.
Oh,
so that, it was kind of like that, but unofficial. Yeah,
that is so fun. Well, we're going to keep the school conversation going because that is the focus of the Move Morning Chat. Today we're asking, what was your favorite thing to find in your school lunch? Send us a text at 10400. If you've never texted us before, you're going to get a prompt as to which morning show you're watching. Of course, you're watching the Atlantic one, so send us a text. Let us know your first name, where you watch from, and we would love to share your answers a little later.
Okay. All right. Looking forward to that. This is really interesting, okay? A moment for pigeons. Pigeons and people go way back, even further than researchers originally thought.
Because they love us so much.
It's true, though. In a new study published in the journal Antiquity, it pushes the date back by about 1,000 years to as early as 1400 BC, and that pigeons were likely raised by humans for ritualistic feasts originally. Now, the findings are based on an analysis of pigeon bones discovered in Cyprus, and the study compared findings with previous analysis of pigeon and human bones from other late Bronze Age sites. They found a striking overlap. Both pigeons and people seem to rely on a diet heavy on grains and vegetables with limited meat, and researchers say they hope the findings inspire people to better appreciate pigeons because we brought them around the world and bred them to be dependent on us. We bred them to love us, Amanda, just as you said. I actually think they're beautiful, and the light, I love the iridescent color of the feathers. Maybe not so much that one.
This one's a little haggard.
But there's still lots to love.
We do have a great children's book, Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. It's really funny.
It's good.
It's a good one. I'll share it for the boys, Latavia. They'll love it. Okay, still ahead this half hour.
Terrifying.
It's terrifying. Okay, Latavia has the latest look at the Friday forecast, and then boy, summer's almost here. With all this warm weather we've been getting, it's also barbecue weather. We will get some grilling inspiration. Check out some hot new products to help wake up your taste buds. That's coming up on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Good morning. The time now is 7:43. Starting to see some wet weather move into Grand Bay Westfield. As of right now, it is 8 degrees with some light rain starting off your day. So keep that in mind when you are heading out. Don't forget your rain gear. We are seeing wet weather move in early this work week across all 3 maritime provinces. A mild start to your day. Temperatures will rise, but still remaining below seasonal for much of our daytime highs. We're going to see that wet weather as well as fog begin to move in. So for our current temperatures, as I mentioned, mild to start, but we are going to see a bit of a warm up. So we are also going to see, paired with this wet weather, as I mentioned, fog starting to roll in across all 3 maritime provinces. So that could affect some visibility, especially near the Atlantic coastline. But for the most part, we are going to see a cloudy start to the day for much of the region, with that wet weather slowly tracking across all 3 maritime provinces. We also have a wind warning currently issued. We'll take a look at that in just a second as well. But as you can see here from our live eye, cloudy and wet starting off your day. So make sure to allot some extra time out on your morning commute. So in terms of those current temperatures, we're looking at around 10 degrees right now starting off your day in Fredericton, as well as into Moncton, 10 degrees for Charlottetown and in Sydney. And then we're also going to see 8 degrees starting off your day early this morning in Halifax. So as I mentioned, that wet weather slowly making its rounds across all 3 maritime provinces. We are going to see that wind warning that will remain for parts of Cape Breton Island until overnight tonight. Wind gusts expected of 90 kilometers per hour. Over to our forecast timeline. So here you can see a bit of a cloudy start to the day for much of the region. That wet weather starting to make its way over parts of New Brunswick into Nova Scotia. Will make its way over to Prince Edward Island into this afternoon. Increasing cloudiness for Cape Breton Island, and then for Newfoundland and Labrador seeing sunshine, and then increasing cloudiness for parts of Labrador with rain moving in late this afternoon into the evening. Rain will continue for all 3 maritime provinces into tonight, starting to clear out as we head towards midnight into early Tuesday morning. We will be seeing sunshine return. Temperatures will continue to warm up. But we are also going to see, in terms of our rainfall accumulation, some heavier rainfall expected at around 20 to 30 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick, 10 to 20 for Prince Edward Island, and 30 to 40 for Sheet Harbor. Now we are going to see 10 to 20 millimeters as well for Labrador City, 2 to 5 for Port aux Basques. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 12 to 15. We are going to see rain across the province today. We are going to see rain move in for Prince Edward Island this afternoon. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, a chance of showers this afternoon, rain into the evening. For the rest of Nova Scotia, periods of rain later this morning into the afternoon and evening. And for Labrador City, 14 degrees today, mainly cloudy start to your day with rain this afternoon. 11 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at mainly sunny skies. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Health and medical news now. An online search for the word menopause now triggers an avalanche of hits. The information overload has left many women trying to sort out what's true and what's not. CTV's Jean-Viev Beauchemin has more on the concept of a menopause mentor.
A web of ads, information, money-grabbing scams, misinformation about menopause has popped up online. This after online searches for the word menopause have surged since 2022.
I find my patients, first of all, they're seeking information, which is a good thing.
Dr. Lana Lega says it's no longer the taboo it once was. Take, for instance, this member of Quebec's National Assembly publicly acknowledging she had a hot flash. But online chatter about the change, as it was once called, comes with a large dose of bad medicine.
It can be very frustrating, for sure, because it's overwhelming amount of information, and it's impossible to refute it all point by point.
And some women pay for useless, perhaps even potentially harmful so-called cures. An app developed in Quebec says it aims to try to sort fact from fiction.
I grabbed a snapshot from the Instagram ad, and it explained to me what was the skinny on that.
Nathalie Bélanger co-founded Ask Alina, an AI menopause mentor. It's trained, says Bélanger, on a subset of verified menopause content.
We also have some peer discussion groups. So this is women speaking with other women.
The app, inspired in part by Bélanger's menopause journey, launched last year.
I feel that I could have done more in my career if I'd had better support. I want women to really feel their best as they're going through this really big transformational time in their lives. Yeah, that's why I do it.
Dr. Lega advises women not to just turn online for help, but to book an appointment with a healthcare provider.
There are treatments that are evidence-based, that are safe, and that can be provided to reduce the suffering and the symptoms of menopause.
Experts say women have to look closely at online information, be skeptical, but also that they will continue to advocate for better research into women's health. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
We just have one milestone to pass along for you today. It's a 66th anniversary for Eileen and Marvin Lehman of Black Bay, Nova Scotia.
Congratulations, you two. 66 years. Wow.
Happy anniversary. And to see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance. All right, well, here's an update on two guests we've had on the show. The mother-daughter duo from Nova Scotia is helping women in their community while keeping denim out of landfills.
As CTV's Stephanie Seacos reports, Purses with Purpose is making a big impact.
Let's cut this pair of jeans up.
With one pair of jeans at a time, this mother-daughter duo gives back to their community.
We have really only hit the ground 6 months ago. And it has just kind of exploded.
Donna Tuddy and Abby Johnston created Purses with Purpose. They take old jeans and turn them into one-of-a-kind bags.
And shampoo, conditioner.
Which are then filled with items to donate to women's shelters across Nova Scotia.
Every tote that we deliver is a way for us to say, we see you and that we care.
It was an idea 10 years in the making after Teddy saw two older homeless women on a cold January night.
It was from that I thought, I need to do something. I need to do something for women who are in need.
The pair has already been able to donate more than 100 purses.
We have been able to go and deliver to at least one shelter a month so far. And we're hoping to continue that.
They hold monthly pop-up events, getting others involved in their efforts. They even have take-home kits available.
We would get some jeans prepared in the bag, some material, some fabric, and then the women can kind of go their own way with their creation, and they have everything they need in the bag.
Working together as mother and daughter has been special for both women.
I love it. I love the idea and the ambition to go to do it and to be there alongside her as well. And then to show my daughters, all the good things that we're doing to help others.
While they're only 6 months in, they already have big plans.
Because it has been, there's so many women that want to be involved. We're actually have our eyes out and ears out for a standalone place.
Helping women one bag at a time. Stephanie Seacos, CTV News, Hubbards, Nova Scotia.
And Purses with Purpose will hold its next pop-up event on June 20th at the Dartmouth Senior Centre. Now, the weather isn't the only thing heating up outside, so is the grill. We've asked Matt McMaster of Vintage Stove to share some tips and the latest outdoor products with us. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning.
Good morning. Love how bright and orange you are today. That's very fun on a Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, love that. Okay, let's talk about your work. How long have you been in the industry?
I've been in the industry since I was a kid, so I started at 10 years old with my grandfather. So we're actually a hearth, so a fireplace and stove business. And I started at 10 years old, and after a short stint in the military, I came back to the family business. And so we've been selling barbecues for years, but during the pandemic, it really took off.
What started your passion for the outdoor cooking aspect of the business?
We always did it, but when the pandemic hit, you know, all that social distancing, everyone went to their backyard, including me. And I'd grilled on propane and charcoal grills forever. And then during the pandemic, I took our demo Traeger home, and you know, you had to stay outside. So I'd just bring friends over in the backyard, and they'd sit at one end of the table, and I'd sit at the other end of the table with the grill, and we'd just start cooking. And it became a thing. And then, you know, backyard barbecue took off, and it just kind of took off from there.
Well, we've got seeing some images of people grilling all kinds of wonderful things, and you mentioned the Traeger. Let's talk about the different options you have. I know you carry a lot of different products, and it's you used to just think the old barbecue or the hibachi, but there's so many different options now. Maybe walk us through some of the things you offer.
Yeah, so there's a propane. We carry the Napoleon, which is a Canadian-made, on their higher-end grills, Canadian-made grill. We carry Gosney pizza ovens. If you know Matty Matheson, he's got local roots here. He's one of their big influencers for Gosney, and of course the Traeger options. And then we have, which I'm sitting in right now, Sierra Plastics, which is your outdoor furniture.
Oh wow!
And fire pits and hot tubs, and you know, the whole conglomerate, because all that goes with the outdoor.
Oh my gosh! Wow, you seem like a good guy to know. You can really set up a backyard that would be the place you never want to leave, for sure. What's your of the moment of the things you've got on hand? What's your favorite product that you're most obsessed with?
Of course, it'd be Traeger. With Traeger, it's taken me right around the world. I've been to, you know, Texas, Florida, Salt Lake City, Utah for events, and you know, connected with some of my longtime heroes like Ken Griffey Jr. You know, when you show up at parties with him, it's quite an experience.
Yeah, it's one of those, the pellet grills. I love that. Okay, and if people had any kind of questions, I guess the best thing to do is just swing on by and check you out.
Yeah, they can swing on by and check me out, or you can go to my Instagram. It's Matty McGrills. On there, I connect people with everyone, because the thing about backyard barbecue is everyone loves helping each other out, and all the different spices and rubs, we have those too, which is a pretty cool experience, because we get them from all over North America.
Wonderful. All right, we'll definitely put links to all that information on our website. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Thank you very much. Take care.
All right, let's check in with Latavia, see what kind of grilling weather we've got out there this morning.
All right, here's starting off in New Brunswick. 14 degrees today, periods of rain. Great grilling season for Tuesday, though. The wet weather will clear out. 24 degrees. Evening showers return, though. 23 degrees on Wednesday. Looking at some more wet weather ahead. For Nova Scotia, 15 degrees today with periods of rain moving in later this morning. 21 on Tuesday, seeing sunshine return. We do have scattered showers, though, for Cape Breton Island. And then 17 on Wednesday, showers return across the province. Prince Edward Island, 15 degrees today with periods of rain. 14 on Tuesday, mainly cloudy with evening showers. Showers continuing in the forecast on Wednesday with a high of 11.
It's Monday, May 25th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, 2 people charged after the body of a missing newborn was discovered in Halifax over the weekend. Details just ahead in your top news headlines.
And it's safe and fun. Woodland Bounce Company is here with new options for summer playtime that are both safe and fun, and, you know, the ups and downs of the business. We'll get into that right after this.
Keep a close eye on Woody. I hear he moves when kids aren't looking at him, right? Never know. Toy Story 5 is going to be coming out, I think, next month.
I saw the preview for that. It looks
balding,
great.
apparently.
Yes. Yes, he's balding, and it's old toys versus the iPad.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Electronics.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a leapfrog kind of lily pad.
Yes.
Oh, that's what they're calling it.
Lily pad. Sorry,
Lily pad.
I'm not picking on any particular company. It's just like, yeah, toys versus tech is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I love
so fun.
It's so good, and you'll want to have tissues nearby.
Oh yeah,
always.
Every
Always.
single time. I think about that Sarah McLachlan song from the second one, right? They're talking about Jesse's backstory.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, let's stop it there. Can't keep the tears. Can't bring them on.
Speaking of tears, the sky is crying.
Well, that's good. Sometimes there's happy tears.
Precipitation is back.
Precipitation
Yeah,
is good.
It's a good thing. And yeah, like that. We need some rain for the grass seed and the gardens.
Dry outside for much of the region. We are going to see that rain move in for all 3 maritime provinces today. Just something to keep in mind when you are heading out early this morning. It is quite cloudy starting off your day. No precipitation over in Prince Edward Island just as yet. Into the afternoon, that's when we'll start to see precipitation move in for you. As of right now, it is 10 degrees in your area. So it is quite mild outside this morning. 7 degrees right now, 8 degrees rather in Halifax, 10 in Sydney, as well as into Fredericton, 4 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and 7 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a wind warning in effect for parts of Cape Breton Island until overnight tonight. Here's a look at that low pressure system tracking across the maritime region. A chance of showers early on. Starting to see rain move in for New Brunswick. Parts of Nova Scotia will make its way over across all 3 maritime provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador starting off the day with sunshine. In terms of the wind forecast, we are going to see a breezy day ahead, especially into the afternoon. As of right now, 22 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth, 20 in Edmundston with 19 into North Cape. One wind gust at this time getting up to 33 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. A tragic end to the search for a missing newborn baby in Halifax over the weekend. Police say remains were located Sunday afternoon in a wooded area off Old Coach Road near Prospect Road. Police were initially alerted Friday night after a woman who appeared to have just given birth ended up in hospital with life-threatening injuries. As of Sunday, the 23-year-old remained in critical condition. Police say it's believed she experienced a medical emergency, and they do not believe her condition is a result of violence. Police and search crews combed an apartment complex in Clayton Park Saturday afternoon. By Sunday, new information emerged, leading them to the area where the remains were ultimately found. 4 people were brought in for questioning Saturday. 2 were released and 2 face charges. Sukhpreet Singh, who is a relative of the woman, and his wife, Ramandeep Kaur, are scheduled to appear in court today to face charges of concealing the body of a child, obstruction, and indignity to a dead body. A wildfire in a remote area of southeast New Brunswick drew a large and quick response yesterday. Water bombers from the Department of Natural Resources responded to a heavily wooded area near Riverside, Albert around mid-afternoon. A member of the local fire department says the fire was in a secluded area where logging takes place, and somewhere between 3 to 4 hectares was burned.
Very shortly after the smoke was reported, we contacted DNR and asked for the planes to come in. The planes were arrived amazingly quickly, and probably that's what saved the day here.
The fire is now 100% contained. There are no homes in the immediate area, but the Riverside Albert Fire Department says there are some unoccupied cottages. The price of gas decreased again over the weekend in 2 maritime provinces, while the price of diesel did not change. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas fell by 7.2 cents Saturday. The minimum price now $1.85.6 a litre. Meantime, diesel did not change. It remains at a price of $2.18.1. And in New Brunswick, gas decreased by 6.2 cents. The maximum price now $1.95.1 a litre. Diesel remained unchanged over the weekend. The maximum price still $2.33.4. Prices in PEI did not change. The FIFA World Cup trophy made a tour stop in Halifax, and soccer fans were having a ball. The excitement is building ahead of the World Cup tournament that will see games played in Canada for the first time. And as CTV's Jesse Thomas reports, while some fans are booking trips to catch the tournament live, others say it's too expensive and they'll watch from home.
Hundreds of soccer fans filed their way into this soccer facility for a rare chance to see the original FIFA World Cup trophy up close. Some fans lined up hours before the gates opened.
Yeah, around 9, we were at the very front of the line, very excited.
Soccer fans of all ages and backgrounds took in the fan event.
I want to see the World Cup. I haven't seen it before. It's my first time. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity. First time seeing the World Cup.
As the excitement builds for the FIFA World Cup tournament, some fans traveled from Moncton just to see the trophy.
As soon as we heard that the trophy will be in Halifax, we plan to come here to see the trophy today.
Originally from Morocco, now living in New Brunswick, the family plans to travel to Toronto to catch part of the tournament.
We'll be in Toronto in June. We unfortunately don't get to see a game in the stadium, but we got our tickets in the fan zones.
Other soccer fans would like to see the tournament live, but the costs are just too expensive for this family.
Plus we need to travel, which is like 10K, and that's not feasible for us. So we will be like just watching on the TV.
Earlier in the day, FIFA World Cup champion Alessandro Nesta, who won the World Cup 20 years ago with Italy, unveiled the gold-plated trophy before a crowd at the Canadian Museum of Immigration at Pier 21. Nesta says lifting the trophy above his head was one of the greatest feelings in his life, but the realization of what Italy accomplished didn't immediately sink in.
After the final, you don't understand nothing. Yeah. The emotion is too big to understand.
The World Cup normally stays at its home at the FIFA Museum in Zurich until it's handed out to the winning country. So for fans here, just seeing the iconic trophy in person was unforgettable. Jesse Thomas, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you,
fun.
Jesse, for that report. Yeah, it looks like people had a great time there.
All right, I don't know how far $20,000 would get you with the whole FIFA hullabaloo, but if you won the money, you could spend it on whatever the heck you want. All the soccer balls you could buy, all the trips. Gosh, what would you do with the money? Well, the CTV Your Morning giveaway, a massive $20,000 giveaway that could pay your bills, it's happening right now. This is the last week. So to enter, go to our website or use that QR code and go to the contest page. The word is 1,000 today. Enter that word along with a little bit of info. You'll be entered for the day. And then tune in again tomorrow for another code word and another chance to win.
All right, good luck to you. And still ahead, we'll have more news headlines and a look at the Monday forecast and the precipitation headed our way. Latavia has the details on who's getting what and when. Right after this, let's take a live look now at Truro, Nova Scotia. What a beautiful start to the day there. Nice and calm. Great place to go for a morning walk. Forecast in just a few minutes.
Slowly starting to see that precipitation move in for St. John, New Brunswick. Welcome back. The time now is 8:11. 9 degrees in your area. Just be prepared for that wet weather to be sticking around throughout the day today as we start to see this low pressure system track across all 3 maritime provinces. In terms of our current temperatures, mild to start. Temperatures will rise for our daytime highs, still remaining below seasonal though for much of them. And we will see that wet weather slowly move across all 3 maritime provinces, as I had mentioned. 8 degrees in Halifax, 13 in Sydney starting off your day, 11 in Charlottetown with 9 in Fredericton, as well as into Labrador City, 8 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a wind warning in effect for parts of Cape Breton Island until overnight tonight, looking at wind gusts getting up to 90 kilometers per hour. So here's a look at that low pressure system making its way over. Now, Newfoundland and Labrador also going to see sunshine throughout their day. Increasing cloudiness for parts of Labrador before that system makes its way over, bringing rain into the mid to late afternoon. For all 3 maritime provinces, looking at rain into the evening, starting to clear out into tonight, where we see sunshine return in our forecast for Tuesday, but also holding on to a chance of showers for parts of the maritime region. If you're wondering about rainfall totals, we will be seeing accumulation with this system, getting up to 20 to 30 millimeters for the central and southern region of New Brunswick, 10 to 20 millimeters across Prince Edward Island. Heaviest for Nova Scotia is into Sheet Harbor at 30 to 40 millimeters. And then for Labrador City, looking at 10 to 20 millimeters of precipitation, 2 to 5 for Port aux Basques. For a forecast today for New Brunswick, seeing rain move in across the province today. Highs will range from 12 to 14 degrees. Wind picking up this afternoon out of the southeast, 20 gusting to 40. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 13 to 14 degrees. Cloudy start to your day. Rain moves in this afternoon with wind gusts getting up to 50. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, cloudy start to your day with scattered showers expected this afternoon. Rain into the evening. Highs between 12 to 18 degrees and wind gusts of 40. For the rest of Nova Scotia, looking at daytime highs between 12 to 15. Periods of rain later this morning into the afternoon. Wind gusts of 50 kilometers per hour. For Labrador City, 14 degrees today. Mainly cloudy start to your day with rain expected late this afternoon. 13 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at lots of sunshine throughout your day. For a forecast on Tuesday, we will be seeing the return of sunshine for the Maritime region. Also seeing a warm up above seasonal daytime highs headed back our way. We do have a chance of some shower activity for parts of all three Maritime provinces. Rain expected for Labrador and for Newfoundland. And then into Tuesday night, showers return, become quite widespread. And that will take us into Wednesday's forecast, where we do have a wet day ahead for the most part. Temperatures cooling back down. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. A Newfoundland man has been found guilty of first-degree murder in the killing of his estranged wife 10 years after she disappeared.
For nearly a decade, experienced investigators, led by our Major Crimes Unit, with the support of highly specialized policing units, including covert operations, underwater recovery teams, forensic analysts, and countless other dedicated members and employees of the RCMP, they've worked tirelessly to build the most thorough, evidence-driven investigation possible.
It was an emotional moment as the verdict was read in court, with Jennifer Hillier Penny's family breaking down in tears. Dean Penny was charged with murder in 2023 in connection with her 2016 disappearance after a 4-year sting in which RCMP officers posed as crime bosses designed to win Penny's trust and extract a confession. Prosecutors argued Penny killed his wife in a planned and deliberate act of murder. The decision brings to an end a grueling trial that began on April 1st. Nova Scotia is hoping to avoid a repeat of last year when extreme drought conditions sparked out-of-control wildfires. But a hot, dry start to spring is raising concerns of another difficult and dangerous summer in the province. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth has more.
Sunny skies and warm temperatures, an enjoyable fair weather trend following a tough winter in these parts.
We had a decent amount of rain to start spring, but we're into a little bit of a drier pattern now.
CTV meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell says dry weather with heat warnings came at a time when this province could still use some heavy rainfall as it recovers from last year's drought.
It's going to take several months of near to above average rainfall amounts to completely recover from those dry conditions.
9 months ago, this area of Halifax was under wildfire watch, with some homes and businesses evacuated. Last August in Annapolis County, 20 homes were destroyed when a massive wildfire burned more than 85 square kilometers. As sunny weather settles in, emergency management officials have a message for anyone who lives in these rural areas.
Not to burn, by all means, yes. That is something that you should be checking on every day. The main thing is about safety for the public, and that's with regards to what happened here last year in the valley. We certainly will like to see something like that happen again.
There are long-term forecast models for the next several months showing below average rainfall for Nova Scotia with above average temperatures. And that causes concern for people who live here, who fear the summer of 2026 could be another dry season just like last year. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Paul. To international news now. 3 Canadian activists have returned to Vancouver after Israeli forces intercepted their Gaza-bound aid flotilla in international waters.
Their hands are tightly tied with those zip ties, and they do it on purpose.
The Canadians say they were bound, beaten, and tortured during 4 days in Israeli custody. Israeli prison officials have denied any abuse. The flotilla carried 420 people on 41 boats, attempting to deliver symbolic aid to Gaza and challenge Israel's blockade. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand says officials received reports of appalling abuse involving Canadians detained during the operation. The war in Ukraine is showing no signs of stopping. Russia launched a massive attack on Kyiv over the weekend. At least 4 people were killed and dozens more were injured during the barrage of drones and missiles. In a statement, Prime Minister Mark Carney condemned the attack and called on Russia to immediately end the strikes and the war. And Prime Minister Mark Carney will be in New York City this week. He's going to pitch Canada as a place for investment, a key focus of his time in office so far. Carney will travel to New York as Parliament prepares to resume ahead of the summer break. He is scheduled to meet with CEOs, entrepreneurs, and investors to promote Canada as a place to do business. On Thursday, the PM will also speak at the Economic Club of New York about our nation's new economic strategy. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we're going to have some fun, especially for party planning for the little ones. We'll bounce over the details on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. When it comes to the party planning business, things are really up and down, which is a good thing if you're our next guest. We're pleased to check in with the Woodland Bounce Company, which is a local children's event rental service offering everything from bouncy castles, ball pits to soft play sets. Here to tell us more is Tara Carver, owner of Woodland Bounce Company. Thank you so much for coming back, Tara.
Oh, you're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're so excited to be back.
Well, I love that you've brought another family member. You've brightened up our studio. There's Ivy. Ivy's there. Ivy's showing off this wonderful setup here, which is so cool. First of all, you've been in business now for 3 years. How have things evolved?
3 years. Well, we started with 1 bouncy castle. We now have 3. We have 3 ball pits. We have lots of soft play. We've expanded into doing custom party decals so we can customize to any theme available.
All right, let's go get the control room. Hold on. Look at that. So this is pool party. That's so fun. This is so cool. So you could get this you would work with the client to set this up.
Yeah, so we ask our clients to send in inspiration for their parties, and we use our Cricut to print off custom decals to match any theme. And with the summer coming, the themes are so fun and cute.
Yeah, talk a little bit about the theme. So this is the pool party theme. Hey, Ivy, I've got a great idea. Why don't you and I get into the ball pit together?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Can you show me how it works? So, Tara, shoes off at all times. I know that's the rules. Come on in here. Come join us. This is awesome. I love the color. So you work probably, how do you customize? Like you've got the decals, but how else would you, colors and such?
So we customize ball colors. We get our customers to send in inspiration for their parties. So let's say they're doing a Toy Story party or a rodeo, a strawberry themed or fruit inspired party for the summer is super trendy. Yeah. Then we use our Cricut and go on and search for inspo. And we'll print the decals, we'll customize the ball colors in the pit. We just want to make it a very all-inclusive, like, adorable party setup for the kiddos.
And I love how over the years you keep up with the trends. I mean, like, for example, this is so beautiful, it's glittery. This kind of thing really sets the tone for the party.
It does, it's fun. We want to make it colorful. Our setups are all neutral based, so anything that we add can really kind of jazz it up a little bit.
For sure. So you cater, I want to make it clear, children's events.
Children's events.
Okay, so you've got the bouncy castles, you've got like a softball, a ball pit like this, and then soft playgrounds. Is that what you mean with these slides?
So we have soft play, we have climbers. Think like an indoor play gym that kids would go and play at, like toddlers. We also cater to elementary-sized kiddos. Like we have bigger ball pits, we have a 6-foot slide, and a 13-foot bouncy castle that adults can even jump on.
Oh, really?
Yes,
well,
they can.
Great to know for sure. Okay,
really
we're looking at some of the different kind of customizations. I love that. And I love that Ivy, like I know that she's got this around the house all the time. She's still into it. So obviously, you've hit on something. Kids love this stuff.
Ivy always asks if we can set it up inside the house, and sometimes we can. And then our kids, of course, use it for their parties. And Ivy's going to turn 5, and she is going to have a neon-style party. And she's really excited.
Wow.
And our son Ty will be 2, and we're going to do a custom Peppa the Pig setup for him this year.
So, Tara, why do you love doing this so much? Because this is a lot of work for you. You're running a busy life here.
I love it because, like, I love making kids smile. Like, I have kids myself, so I like to make it easy for parents to throw a party. And I feel like a lot of event rentals are more so for decor, but this is really the entertainment side for kids.
And it's clear it's kid tested, kid approved, and wonderful stuff. Okay, so people are interested in having you customize some of your beautiful items for their party. How do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram or Facebook. Or you can do a Google search for Woodland Bounce Co.
Yeah.
And then we have a rental inquiry form you fill out, and I get back to you within 24 to 48 hours.
Amazing. Ivy, thank you so much for your enthusiasm today. Catch, you got this? Catch it.
Catch it.
She's got it. Yeah. All right, we'll turn our attention over to Latavia.
Oh, my God. Looks like a lot of fun, Crystal. All right, taking another look at our 3-day forecast. Rain across New Brunswick today with a high of 14. Warming up to 24 on Tuesday. We see the return of sunshine and a chance of showers into the evening. Showers across the province yet again on Wednesday with a high of 23. For Nova Scotia, 15 degrees today with rain across the province a little bit later on this morning. 21 on Tuesday. Sunshine returns for much of the province. We do have scattered showers for Cape Breton Island. Cooling down to 17 on Wednesday. Scattered showers across the province. Prince Edward Island seeing wet weather today as well, 15 with rain, 14 degrees on Tuesday, mainly cloudy skies, a chance of showers into the evening, 11 on Wednesday with showers across the island. Time now is 8:27.
Still ahead, going for a spin, Halifax electronic music duo Pinio and Loeb and Jordan join us in studio to talk about their latest collab, which has everyone listening and talking. That's coming up in the last 30 minutes here of the Monday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic, Canada. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday, May 25th. Can you believe it?
Yes.
May's almost gone.
It is. It's hard to believe. It is hard to believe. I love the Woodland Bounce Company. I love how everything's all white and pretty.
But then they can customize it.
But then they customize it to make it fun. Ivy, clearly, she was loving it.
Oh, she was having a ball.
Yeah, kids would love that. Imagine having that set up. I would love that set up in a, I don't know, maybe in my own house I would do it, but it might be fun to run a community center or something. And
right? Absolutely.
And also, what's a party without some good music?
Oh, yeah.
Too?
Summer vibes. We'd love to hear it.
Love to hear what the song of the summer is going to be, especially when it's created by local artists.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to hear about how the collab came together. I heard it on the radio. I thought, this song is great.
I know.
It is a super great sound for the summer for sure.
Absolutely.
Add a little sunshine. Instant party.
Win-win. And we will be seeing the return of sunshine for much of the region tomorrow's forecast, but today it's a bit wet outside, as you can see here in Chester. Cloudy day ahead, a wet day ahead as well for all 3 maritime provinces, so keep this in mind when you are heading out early this morning. Don't forget your rain gear. As of right now, temperatures are slowly rising. We'll continue to warm up. Below seasonal, though, for much of our daytime highs. As of right now, though, already 13 degrees in Sydney, 11 in Charlottetown with 8 right now in Halifax, 9 in Fredericton, as well as into Labrador City, 8 degrees starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a wind warning currently in effect for Cape Breton Island. This will be ending near overnight tonight, but we could see wind gusts getting up to 90. Here's a look at that low pressure system tracking across all 3 maritime provinces throughout the day today, bringing rain our way. And then Newfoundland and Labrador seeing sunshine today before precipitation makes its way over. In terms of our wind forecast, it will be a breezy day ahead, especially into the afternoon. As of right now, 28 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth, with 20 in Greenwood, 19 in Sydney, 17 in Canso. One wind gust at this time getting up to 44 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth. We'll take one last look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
And we began with a tragic end to the search for a missing newborn baby in Halifax over the weekend. Police say remains were located Sunday afternoon in a wooded area off Old Coach Road near Prospect Road. Police were initially alerted Friday night after a woman who appeared to have just given birth ended up in hospital with life-threatening injuries. As of Sunday, the 23-year-old remained in critical condition. Police say it's believed she experienced a medical emergency, and they do not believe her condition is a result of violence. Police and search crews combed an apartment complex in Clayton Park Saturday afternoon. By Sunday, new information emerged, leading them to the area where the remains were ultimately found. 4 people were brought in for questioning Saturday. 2 were released and 2 are facing charges. Sukhpreet Singh, who is a relative of the woman, and his wife Ramadeep Kaur are scheduled to appear in court today to face charges of concealing the body of a child, obstruction, and indignity to a dead body. A volunteer fire department in Nova Scotia's Annapolis County says one of its firefighters suffered a sudden medical episode and died while trying to put out a wildfire. The Bridgetown Volunteer Fire Department says 40-year-old Alexandru Uchida couldn't be revived despite efforts from colleagues near the community of Moshel, east of Annapolis Royal, on Thursday. The fire department says Uchida spent his final moments surrounded by his peers and serving the community he cared so deeply about. Uchida is survived by his wife and their 3 young children. New federal NDP leader Avi Lewis was in Halifax yesterday and delivered a speech telling the provincial NDP convention that Nova Scotia could be the blueprint for rebuilding the party nationwide.
So I think the NDP can succeed by providing concrete solutions to the crises that face Canadians, and Nova Scotia is a primary example of that. We have a proud history here.
This is the first NDP convention since Claudia Chender became the leader of the opposition. The provincial NDP says it's focused on forming the next government and is bringing in more people to the party, which it says was evident by the nearly 200 people who turned out for the weekend convention. While a lot of the conversation was around policy, much of the focus was on expanding NDP support in rural Nova Scotia, where the party currently holds no seats.
So today we're debating and we're hearing people from all over the province talk about how our policies impact different regions. So people in Halifax might think that a certain policy is a good idea, and someone from Argyll might say, well, this is how that would land in my community. So we can come up with better policy, better offer, then we can go back across this province and continue to build support.
This is the first NDP convention held since Chender led the party to official opposition status. And New Democrats say there is momentum to build on, but Nova Scotia's next provincial election is still roughly 3 years away. Price of gas decreased again over the weekend in 2 maritime provinces, while the price of diesel did not change. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas fell by 7.2 cents Saturday. The minimum price now $1.85.6 a litre. Meantime, diesel did not change, remains at a minimum price of $2.18.1. In New Brunswick, gas decreased by 6.2 cents. The maximum price now $1.95.1. And diesel remained unchanged over the weekend. The maximum price in New Brunswick still $2.33.4 a litre. Prices in PEI did not change. Finally, the cherry blossom trees along Park Avenue in Dartmouth are in full bloom, and they are drawing some big crowds. Dozens of people made the trek Sunday for self-portraits and photo shoots amid the beauty of the pink flowered canopy along the tree-lined street. There are roughly 30 trees along the road that borders the Dartmouth Commons. The blossoms usually last 10 or so days, and they appear to be in peak bloom right now. Nearby, a group of painters gathered, hoping to capture some of the beauty of the trees.
I really love being able to use pink because it's not a color you get to use often, especially when you're urban sketching. You're doing a lot of buildings and a lot of gray, and just being outdoors, getting the fresh air and the wonderful, perfect weather today.
And this will really make you appreciate the beauty because the bloom is short-lived. Residents, visitors alike know that there's a small window of the time to take in the vibrant colors before the petals fall to the ground, and then Park Avenue returns to normal. Beautiful time. Maybe you can go there and then walk on over to Sullivan's Pond and see the goslings.
Oh, yes. Oh, why not make it a little downtown Dartmouth experience?
Yeah, it is bumping with nature right now.
Oh, yeah. And both fleeting beauty. The goslings won't be little forever.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Okay, a new exhibit for bona fide Pokemon fans. Did you get that? Bona fide. You'll see why. The Pokemon Fossil Museum has arrived in Chicago. The exhibit combines Pokemon with paleontology, giving fans a chance to see their favorite characters as they would appear as fossils. The show was launched in Japan in 2021. This is the first time it's being seen in North America. I don't know if I'd call these fossils so much but it's still a fun idea.
No, that's fun.
Win-win.
It's
gotta
fun
catch
for
them all.
the kids. You do have to catch them all. I mean, those are the original fossils there.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Funny enough, I found some old Pokemon cards yesterday while cleaning some of my stuff.
Really?
Any good ones?
I had a holographic one, and I was like, ooh, first edition, but I don't know. It was only like worth not much.
I don't know what they were. I gave like a trunk, like a steamer trunk filled Pokemon cards to my little nephews. So
Really?
if there's value in there, guys, have at her.
Yeah.
Have at her. Have
I'm just
fun.
gonna keep them anyway.
Why not? Anyway, that is not happening in our region, but still fun to talk about.
Yeah.
What is happening in our region?
Well, we'll take a look at the community calendar. If you're looking to get active in Dieppe, why not try your hand at recreational badminton? That will be taking place tonight from 6 to 7:15 p.m. You can head over there for a free session at the CCNB, and all you need to do is bring equipment, come out and have some fun. All right, and the Montague Regional High School will perform a night of movie music. This will be Tuesday, May 26th from 7 to 9 p.m. You can come out and enjoy the classics from some of your favorite films. Tickets are available at the door. And the Annapolis Valley Apple Blossom Festival is taking place May 27th until June 1st. Head to their website to get a full list of all the activities taking place. Great fun time. And if you do have an event coming up, please send us the details. We'd love to promote it. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca.
All right, and another break here. Latavia will have the latest look at the forecast, and then Pinio and Loeb and Jordan join us in studio to talk about their song Spin. Let's take a listen to it as we head to break.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada, and welcome back. The time now is 8:42. We're starting to see that wet weather arrive in Hampton. 9 degrees starting off your day. Make sure to allot some extra time out on your morning commute, as we are going to see periods of rain across all 3 maritime provinces today. Temperatures slowly beginning to warm up this morning. As of right now, it is 8 degrees in Halifax, 13 in Sydney, with 11 over in Charlottetown, 9 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton, as well as into Labrador City, and 8 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a wind warning in effect for parts of Cape Breton Island until overnight tonight. Wind gusts getting up to 90 kilometers per hour. So here's a look at that system currently tracking across parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Starting to see cloudier skies over in Cape Breton Island. Newfoundland, Labrador still holding on to sunshine, but we will be seeing increasing cloudiness, especially into parts of Labrador as rain makes its way over late into this afternoon. So into this evening, rain continues across all 3 maritime provinces, slowly beginning to clear out into the overnight hours tonight. Into early Tuesday morning, we will be seeing the return of sunshine. Temperatures will be warming up as well, above seasonal for our daytime highs, but still holding on to a bit of precipitation. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, the heaviest being 20 to 30 millimeters across central and southern New Brunswick, 10 to 20 millimeters expected across Prince Edward Island, and the heaviest for Nova Scotia, 30 to 40 millimeters for Sheet Harbour. Labrador City will be getting 10 to 20 millimeters as well, and 2 to 5 for Port aux Basques. For a forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 12 to 14 degrees. Periods of rain right across the province today. Wind picking up this afternoon out of the southeast, 20 gusting to 40. Prince Edward Island looking at highs between 13 to 14 degrees. Cloudy start to your day. Rain arrives into this afternoon with wind gusts of 50. Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia looking at highs between 12 to 18 degrees. A cloudy start to your day. Scattered showers into the afternoon. Rain arrives into the evening with wind gusts of 40. And the rest of Nova Scotia, pretty much the same periods of rain moving in later this morning with daytime highs between 12 to 15. For Labrador City, 14 degrees is your daytime high, mainly cloudy start to your day. Rain into the late afternoon. 13 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, mainly sunny throughout your day. For Tuesday's forecast, as I had mentioned, lots of sunshine returns. Temperatures will warm up. We do have a chance of showers expected for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador are seeing that wet weather make its way over. Periods of rain throughout the day. Tuesday night, we are going to see showers arrive yet again across New Brunswick, parts of Prince Edward Island. Into Wednesday's forecast, another wet day ahead as we expect showers with some sunny breaks, Crystal.
Thanks, Latavia. 8:45. Now, the iHeartRadio Future Star program spotlights emerging talent by providing national radio play and promotion for a different artist each month. We're joined by April's Future Stars, Pinio and Loeb, and Jordan, who collaborated on a new tune called Spin. Take a listen. All right, Spin is getting lots of play on radio and streaming on platforms like iHeartRadio. Congratulations to you all thank you for coming in, Penny and Loeb and Jordan. Thank you all for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
I love the look, there's the signature Penny and Loeb red and blue, fantastic. And Jordan, you're here as well, and I wanted to talk about how this all came together. I don't know where to begin. First of all, how does it feel to have a hit that is absolutely moving up the charts like a rocket?
It's a dream come true. It's we've been working, 15 years together, and this is our first hit on the radio across Canada, and so we're super grateful to work with Jordan on this. And
so awesome. And for me, it's the first time. It's the first time I've been in the top 30 in some years. So,
really?
So thanks to the guys for making that great music, and yeah. First time we hit the top 30 in a while. So
I heard it on the radio. They said this is our feature artist, and often when that comes up, you sort of tolerate the song because it's new. And yours, wow, turn it up immediately. Like the vibe was instant. So this is so fun that people are really, as you say, picking up what you're putting down. How did it all come about? Let's begin with you, Jordan. Like how did it begin?
Well, the guys, I know the guys. I've followed them, and they hit me up in the DMs. Was like, man, we'd love to do some music together, and sent me a pack of beats. And this is the one that I gravitated towards and started cooking up on it. And it took a while to get it finished, but as soon as we finished it, it was, we knew right away that it was something special.
A pack of beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would, it sounds very exciting, like a basket.
Yeah.
But it's really just like some files.
Yeah.
And it all came together. How do you two feel about it? Let's talk about this. How do you feel about how it came together, this hit song?
Really magically. We started the beat in Mexico, this one particularly, with a friend playing an acoustic guitar. And that really gave it a unique sound, and he was our dream artist for it. When we started making the beat, really, he would be perfect on this.
So you send in the pack of beats.
Yeah.
Lyrics come together. We get like a tune in Mexico. What was happening? This sounds like fun.
We were DJing there, and it was my birthday actually.
It was his birthday.
With some friends.
We were on tour, maybe having a little tequila in the studio. Our friend was playing some guitar, and we sent the song to Jordan, and then whenever we got it back in our email, we were just like, wow, this is special.
This needs to go to radio. We thought right away.
Well, how does it go to radio? Like, how did that happen?
Good question. Well, we got support from Music Nova Scotia. We hired a radio tracker, and we won this iHeartRadio competition, which adds a lot of kindling on the fire. And
that really made it take off once it got picked for that.
Yeah, well, this is why I asked, because a lot of people out there watching, like, I want to have what they have. Like, this is, because it is challenging to get into the top 30. It is challenging to get the radio play. So you first of all, you have to have something special that you believe in, and then you start to bring it, and then people quickly come on board. Very exciting. All right, I'm gonna ask, what's next? I'll just like, each of you tell me what's happening next with this.
We're just going to be touring all summer. We're going through the U.S. and across Canada, and then later this year, South America as well. So just keep keeping busy on the road, and definitely want to do another collaboration.
Yeah, we got to follow that up.
You're headed on tour, Jordan. Does that mean do you join for the tour?
No, we haven't. I haven't. No, we did do a show down in Lunenburg and down Oktoberfest, and we had some fun on stage there. But
and New Year's.
And New Year's, that's right, New Year's, and that was actually the debut of the song, New Year's last year. So.
I would love to pitch something very quickly that next year when the pack of beats is open in Mexico, and tequila going around, that you make this an event where you can, the public can come join you, because that sounds like a vibe.
Absolutely.
Sure. You're invited.
Thank you very much. I will bring all my friends. Wonderful stuff. Thank you all, and we're going to put a link on our website, all the information about Spin. We're headed to break right now, but it is now 8:49. Back after this. I'll get some autographs, and we'll continue with the show.
Can make your whole world spin. Oh, sorry, this is really good. Really good. I'm happy for it.
It's super kids, like instant enjoyment with Spin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Well, you'll have to listen to the whole song after the show, but before that, we're going to share the answers to the Move Morning Chat. It was National Brown Lunch Bag Day, so we thought, what was your favorite thing you liked to receive in your lunch bag when you were a kid? Kathy from Trenton, I came home for lunch.
Whoa.
Oh, you lucky duck. My favorite was when my mom would be taking a fresh pan of rolls out of the oven. As I walked in the door, we would sit together and we eat way too many.
Yum.
Oh my gosh, I love.
Sounds like a dream.
Hot rolls in the oven with some butter on it. Oh,
what great memories. Also, too, speaking of fresh bread, Mina says, we were a family of 7 kids, and my mom made her own bread. So when I got a sandwich on store-bought bread, it was a delicious treat.
It's funny in perspective.
It is the opposite, right?
Oh my gosh. Fresh bread right now.
I know, fresh is the best. Cheryl, she got fruit roll-up. She was pretty pumped.
That's a treat.
Did you wrap them around your finger, Latavia? Did you guys do that?
No, but I would see how fast I could shove it all in my mouth.
I would rip it up in little bits, sometimes shove on the finger. Like, it's just, every day was a new adventure.
Right? Just take off the paper, you know?
That's true. Exactly. It's a little bit hard to remove it from the plastic, actually, yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming up next, too, we have Pat from Timberley. When I was going to high school, my favorite lunch item was this is funny, was a lobster sandwich. Now, I never really liked them. But I discovered other kids did. So I would sell my sandwich and go buy a hamburger. My dad would have been so upset had he known.
Yeah. Your secret is good with us, but that's wild.
Imagine being friends with Pat, though, right? Hello.
Wow.
Nancy says, when they were more than 2 bites, I was rather pleasantly surprised to find the ever-elusive wagon wheel in my school lunch. What a treat. It was always gone by morning recess time. Yummy.
Yeah.
Who had the wagon wheels? I feel, was it Peter who mentioned
Aaron.
it?
Aaron loves wagon wheels.
Oh, okay.
She liked the wagon wheels, too. Nell J, when I was a kid, I loved it when I opened my lunchbox to find a chocolate bar or a bag of cheesies. It was a real treat back in the day. Now I surprise myself sometimes with a mini bar or a container with some chips.
Sounds good, LJ.
Good for you.
What was yours, Crystal?
I would say the real treat would be, like, we didn't have the microwaves in the schools back then.
No.
So it would be a thermos with, you knew if there was thermos and there would be a hot treat. So it would be maybe warmed up alphagetti, which is my favorite, like canned spaghetti when I was a kid, or a hot dog. Now, it looked super gross, but the hot water with the hot dog in it, you'd take it out and then Mom would have the bun and the foil. Oh my gosh, yum. I used to this day, like, love boiled hot dogs so much.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I love hot dogs.
Me too.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, what are we gonna have for dinner? I'm like, we should have a hot dog. My mom and Kyle are like, what?
Yeah, hot dog?
I wish.
I was like, that's what you want? I'm like, yeah, I like a good
with a fresh bun. Yum.
Hey, exactly. There you go.
All right, yeah, no, I unlike you, Amanda, I'm very excited about eating my lunch today.
I know, if you missed the conversation earlier, I'm like, I wish I could, like, does anyone else feel this way? I just wish I could skip lunch. I like breakfast, I like dinner. I don't like have to think about a third meal.
Well, you can. That's the beauty of being an adult. You can skip lunch if you want, but then you miss out on the meal.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's okay.
All right, we got time for the kicker. This is really interesting. I wanted to show this right now. This is it's kind of a game you can play. Like, you know how this is the time of year for snake or stick. When you're walking along the path, is it a snake or is it a stick?
Oh, yes.
This is a different game. Is it a moth or is it a stick?
Is it a stick or is it a moth? Welcome to today's episode. Stick or moth? What do you think?
Oh, they're all.
Let's find out.
Yeah. So this is called a buff moth, and its camouflage is it looks like a broken twig. So there is an actual broken twig. But look how much it looks like the buff moth. It's wild. Now, these are found in Europe and parts of Asia. We don't have them around here, but I thought that's wild. And an invitation to play snake or stick next time you go for a walk in the woods.
Wow. I like how he says muff.
Muff. A buff moth. Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool. All right. Well, that's our show for this Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us tomorrow, too, bright and early at 6 a.m.
All right. Bye-bye.